Microsoft and Apple have been two of these legendary brands that gave us amazingly useful and innovative products over the last few decades and made themselves a part of our everyday life. But with a lot of the same line of products, these two iconic brands have also been competitors in the market ever since the start. So let us see what both of them have launched over the years and what has set them apart. In today's video, we are talking about the history of Apple versus Microsoft. But before we continue, if you don't want to miss a video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time we post new videos. Let's get started. The founders of Microsoft and Apple, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs respectively, have realized the great potential in the personal computer and technological innovation market, and they wanted to make it big. And their will to make the best products make them each other's most powerful competitors in the market. Let's compare their progress. History. Microsoft became an incorporated company in 1981 when it was founded by the infamous Bill Gates and his partner Paul Allen in the town of Albuquerque, located in New Mexico. Before they started the company, both Bill and Paul worked as tech professionals with the very popular Altair company. They made a number of software for a few years until they got their main big break out of nowhere when they were approached by the tech giant IBM, who wanted them to partner with their company and build an operating system for their line of personal computers. It meant that they got to sell their product MS-DOS operating system in IBM computers, which was the very first entry into the PC market. Apple, on the other hand, started with Steve Jobs and his partner Steve Wozniak, who decided to start a company out of their parents' garage. Both of the men were not very conventional and considered quite alternative by the standards of society in the mid-70s. They almost felt like social outcasts, but they were determined to make their idea reach the top. That is why nothing stopped them from becoming the icons of technology and part of the most innovative men in the world list. Their journey started when they created the Apple I personal computer in March of 1976. The same year, Wozniak also came out with his prototype of the Apple II computer. At this time, he was also in talks with Mike Markkula, the person who went on to become the largest investors in Apple of that time. This gave Jobs and Wozniak the money and confidence they needed to incorporate the Apple company in the year 1977. Their first computer versions were quite successful, but their big break happened in the year 1979, when Jobs acquired a great partnership with the giant Xerox company for one of their projects called the Lisa Project. They went on to create many more versions of the Apple computer since then, while their most recognizable and sold still is the original iMac. Products. Apple and Microsoft have explored various categories of products in their corporate lifetime. Operating systems. The first product Microsoft ever created was a version of the BASIC programming language to be used on personal computers for Altair, further refining this multiple times as well as creating other languages. They then entered the operating system market and created the MS-DOS, which was used first in IBM PCs, and then in 9 out of the 10 PC manufacturing brands worldwide. Operating systems were Microsoft's biggest revenue creator. In 1990, Bill Gates launched the next version of the operating system called the Windows 3.0. One was the infamous Windows Vista, which unfortunately had a ton of flaws and hence never saw mass public acceptance. Though this one was popular only for a few years, they came out with one of the most sold versions, Windows 7, in 2009, which replaced all the other major operating systems and was found in a large majority of PCs worldwide. This was followed by the release of Windows 8 in 2012, Windows 8.1 in 2013, Windows XP, Windows 10, etc., all of which have been great products and have seen a very welcoming acceptance the world over. Apple, on the other hand, made their own operating system for their own PCs and devices. Their journey in this category started with the Mac OS, launched in 1984 to run on their own personal computers. They were the first ones to include GUI systems, which gave better visual experience to customers and started the area of GUI in almost all OS, including Windows. Apple even included new features like creating multiple accounts, internet file sharing, browsing, etc., which made it popular among people. In 1996, they rolled out the Mac OS X, which offered more advanced and smooth functioning than their older versions, as well as the Windows version being used at the same time. After this, in 2007, they entered the phone market, and with that started their production of phone-based operating systems, including iOS, watchOS, etc. iOS has been developed in versions 1 through 14 till date, the latest being iOS 14 today. Computer software. Microsoft entered the software category with their word processing applications when they got the chance to develop its very first and revolutionary word processing application, which has the further intention to be created into a completely new operating system, which they would soon be selling across the world and would be known as one of the most recognizable tech brands across the world. Their international reach started when the first ever Windows product was taken and shipped in November in the year 1985. This grew into a full-fledged MS Office suite, which included many different applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc., which let users do a number of tasks and create documents easily. The line of MS Office started with the launch of Office 95 in 1995, Office 97 in 1997, Office 2000 in June of 1999, Office XP in 2001, Office 2003 in August of 2003, Office 2007 in January 2007, Office 2010 in April 2010, and the latest Office 2013 in 2013. Each version has advances in features and performance of the applications. Plus, they came with different versions, each based on utility, such as Home and Student version for basic use, Professional version for commercial use, and Professional Plus for further extra applications such as Skype, Outlook, etc. Apple, on the other hand, has only built a specific application to be used with the Apple operating systems, including iTunes to download music, and the Apple Play Store, both of which are slightly more expensive when it comes to in-app purchases as compared to the Google Play Store that works on Windows. Browsing software. When the era of the internet began, Bill Gates had already decided that now it was finally the time for them and their company to go bigger. They were now ready to explore other markets and sectors. In November of 1995, hence, they launched their first Internet Explorer, which gave massive competition to Netscape Navigation, which was till then the only browser brand that had a monopoly on the internet browsing sector. Apple built and launched the browser Safari, which was included in the Mac OS X in 2003. Though it was a very seamless and smooth functioning browser, it had certain drawbacks, which eventually led it to be overtaken by other better alternatives like Google Chrome. Mobile phones. Microsoft finally turned its focus to the now trending and hottest commodity in the market, the cellular phones. The first set of Windows mobiles was taken to the market to be sold publicly in June of 2003. Ever since that time, Microsoft had bagged the position and title of the tech powerhouse across the globe, which was hard to snatch. The first one they launched was the Windows CE in 1996, which was referred to as the handheld PC by many. It weighed less than 450 grams and had a speed of 40 to 50 megahertz, which was considered great for that time. Then came the Windows CE 2.0, which was updated a whopping 12 times, bringing newer features and faster performance every time. In the year 2000, they launched the Pocket PC 2000, and in 2001 came out with Pocket PC 2002, both of which had great acceptance in the market. There were many more versions like Windows Mobile 2003, Mobile 5.0, Mobile 6.0, Mobile 6.1, Mobile 6.5, Windows Phone 7, Windows Phone 8, Windows Phone 8.1, and Windows 10 Mobile. All of these versions had many new features and changes, but most could not compete with the other alternatives out there, and so the mobile production segment of Microsoft closed down in 2017. Apple started their reach in the market with the ever-popular iPhone. This was the ultimate product that put Apple on a spot in the tech world that they have never had to leave till date. It was their biggest hit and everyone wanted it. They also came out with the iPad, capturing even more of the portable computer market. The iPhone came and never left. Ever since the first one launched, there have been newer models released frequently, capturing more and more of the market with every new advancement. Their line of iPhones 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, SE, 8, 9, X, and 11, each with their associated versions with slight changes like iPhone 5 had 5C and 5S, additional versions, and so on. iPhones were the one that have kept Apple at the top of the market until today. CEOs. Today, Apple is being led by Timothy Donald Cook, who emerged as the Chief Executive Officer of the organization in 2011. His next big vision for the future of Apple is to step into the field of augmented reality via the medium of their phones and laptops. Microsoft, on the other hand, is now being led by Satya Nadella, who stepped up as CEO in 2014, and he is leading the company to innovate further in the field of cloud computing, along with two newer, better versions of Windows 10 lined up to release very soon. So that's all for today's video. Which one of these two do you think is still better? Let us know if you found this video useful in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video before leaving. Thanks for watching.